Hello everyone. So in today's class, we are going to discuss how we can find out the time response and the Laplace transform of a function using MATLAB. Okay, that is possible. And we will also see how we can derive the transfer function of a physical system, say an RLC circuit or a mass spring damper using MATLAB. Okay, we will get into the details. So suppose we are given a transfer function f of s equals 2 by s plus 1 equals s plus 2. Okay, we are asked to find f of t. Right. So what's the normal procedure? We will do a partial fraction. Is it not? Say, for example, a by s plus 1 plus b by s plus 2. Okay. Then we will solve for a and b. And once we know a and b, we can find f of t by taking its L in Laplace inverse Laplace transform. So we will get a e raised to minus t plus b e raised to minus 2t. Is it not? So the same thing can be done with the help of MATLAB also. Okay. So what we need to do is that we need to make sure that there is something called symbolic math toolbox. Okay. Okay. So we need to install what is called symbolic math toolbox. Okay. So how can we check whether it is installed or not? We can type the command version ver to check if that toolbox is installed. Okay. If that is installed, it will be displayed. Right? ver. So you see, symbolic math toolbox is installed. Okay. So we can make use of this toolbox and we can find what is the inverse Laplace transform of this transfer function. Okay, so let us start doing that. Okay, so now we will open a new license. Okay, so when you use symbolic math toolbox, first we need to declare that as a particular variable. Okay, so keep in mind we are given the transfer function f of s as 2 by s plus 1 into s plus 2. So in this transfer function, s should be declared as a variable. Okay, so the first step is you declare s as a variable, and for that we have the command syms. Okay, syms. Yes. Okay, so syms space s will declare s as a symbolic math variable. I told you before that with every year MATLAB will be updating the package. Okay, so certain commands would become obsolete, certain commands will be added newly. Okay, so these commands, sometimes the command sym will work in your version, sometimes syms will work in your version. Okay, so to know that which thing will work, that's an easy method. Okay, so just type help space sym. Okay, help space sym. Okay, if that command exists in your version, then MATLAB will display the syntax and the usage. Okay, I'm entering that. Okay, yeah, so this is valid for this particular version which I am using. Okay, it is displaying its syntax and usage. So sym will be working. Okay, now let me try to type a help space syms. Yeah, this is also working. Okay, in some of the versions or earlier versions of MATLAB, sym will work. In some of the versions, syms will work. Okay, so you need to verify that it is working. Okay, so I have defined syms as symbolic math variable. Now, what was the transfer function? Transfer function was 2 divided by s plus 1 into s plus 2. Okay, so now you need to find the inverse Laplace transform. So the command is I Laplace. Okay, so I will write f equals, okay, I Laplace. If you have any doubt what I Laplace does, just type in the command prompt and enter. Okay, help space I Laplace. What it does, it will find the inverse Laplace transform. Okay, it's the inverse Laplace transform of this thing. Okay, so I Laplace of f. What is our f here? The transfer function 2 divided by s plus 1. Okay, so I can write this 2 divided by what? S plus 1 into s plus 2. Okay, this is the Laplace transform. Okay, now let us run this and see what is happening. Where is that run button? Live editor. Yeah, it's here. Run. Okay, So on the right side, you will see what is the output here. Okay, MATLAB will display the output. This is called the live editor. Okay, I made use of what is called new live script. Right, there is something called new script here. In new script, you can open an M file and save it permanently. Okay, so you see it is 2 e raised to minus t minus 2 e raised to minus 2t. Okay, so in some version of MATLAB, there's a command called pretty. Okay, pretty of f I can put. Okay, so it will beautify that. Okay, it will give you the most simplified version. Let me see if it works here or not. Pretty f. No, in this version, it is showing like this way only. Okay, so better we will not use this. Okay, so this is the inverse Laplace transform of 2 divided by s plus 1 to s plus 2. Let us try a different problem now. Say 2 divided by s plus 1 to s plus 2 whole square. So what is the procedure? What would we do? We would have done it like this: a by s plus 1 plus b by s plus 1 s plus 2 plus c divided by s plus 2 whole square. Okay, and then we would find ABC and we can solve it. So what will be your f of t? F of t would have been a e raised to minus t plus b e raised to minus 2t plus ct e raised to minus 2t. Okay, so same thing can be done with the help of MATLAB also. So you just remember this thing. Okay, 2 divided by s plus 1 into s plus 2 whole square. Let us see that. So I will just modify it here itself. Okay, 2 divided by s plus 1 into s plus 2 whole square. So s plus 2 whole square. Where is that square thing? Square thing is here. Okay. So I will just run this. Okay. So it is advisable to add clear space or CLC before every program. Okay. So that in case if some data is in your memory, that doesn't interfere with the present data that you are doing. Okay. So let us run this and see what is the output. Okay, so 2 e raised to minus t minus 2 e raised to minus 2t minus 2t e raised to minus 3t. Okay, 2 e raised to minus t minus 2 e raised to minus 2t, 2 e raised to minus t plus minus 2 e raised to minus 2t minus 2t e raised to minus 2t. Okay, so this is the inverse Laplace transform of this given transfer function. Okay, let us try one more example. So now suppose we are given this thing, f of s equals 3 divided by s into s square plus 2s plus 5. Find f of t. Okay, so what we have to do, again as before, we need to define this. Okay, 3 divided by s into s square plus 2s plus 5. 3 divided by s into s square plus 2s plus 5. So 3 divided by s into 3 divided by s into s square plus s square plus what? S square plus 2s plus 5. Okay, s square plus 2 s plus 5. Okay, so again as before we need to do with the help of partial fraction. Okay, 3 divided by s into s square plus 2s plus 5. I Laplace of 3 divided by, okay, fix. Yeah, so this will be the answer. Okay, let me see if pretty f will work or not in this case. No. So in this version of MATLAB, it is advisable not to use pretty f. Okay, you will get something like this. This is better. Okay, so pretty is not needed here. Fine. So it depends on the version, right? In older versions, we had to use pretty of f. Then only you would have got this kind of display, output display. Okay, you are getting this kind of display because it is the recent version, 2018 version. Okay. Let us try next problem. What was the next? Okay. Fine. So now we will go to the next problem. So we had seen these things. Let us go to the next problem. Okay. So you are given a figure like this. Okay. We need to find what's the question? Question is to find I2 of s by v of s for this transfer function. Okay. This is I2. This is v. We need to find I2 of s by v of s. What's the procedure? We will. Okay. Let me first draw the figure. Okay. Let me see if we can put to the side. Okay. So this is v of t. So this is my figure. Here I have v of t, two resistors, plus minus, two resistors are here. Then there's an inductance, there's a capacitance, there's an inductance, there's a capacitance here. Okay, this is R1, R2, L, C, and this is v of t. Okay, this is LC, so this is VC. Fine, and this is our I. Okay, fine. Right. So the question is to find the transfer function I2 of s by v of s. Okay, what's the known procedure? So this was given I1, this is given as I2. What's the normal procedure? We will apply we will apply KVL. Okay, or rather we will apply what's called mesh method or the loop method. Okay, so straight away I will write in matrix form. Okay, so for this assumed current direction I1 in clockwise direction, what will be the voltage vector in Laplace domain form? Instead of v of t, we have v of s. Okay, then here there is no voltage source. No voltage source is there. So this becomes 0. This becomes 0. Okay, and so this is the voltage vector. Okay, now what? So here we have two loops. So that means our impedance matrix will be of the order 2 by 2. Okay, so Z11, Z12, Z21, Z22. Okay, why 2 by 2? Because we have two loops here. Okay, two loop currents I1 and I2. So our impedance matrix will be of the order 2 by 2. So what will be Z11? How to write Z11? Sum of all the impedances through which current I1 is flowing. That means R1 plus SL. Okay, so this becomes R1 plus SL. Fine. Z11 means sum of all impedances through which current I1 is flowing. So you will get R1 plus SL. Then what is Z22? Sum of all impedances through which current I2 is flowing. R2 plus SL plus 1 by CS. Are you getting me what I'm saying? If you have any doubt, you ask. Okay. So R2 plus SL plus 1 by SC. Okay. So that will be our impedance matrix elements. Okay. Now, what is R12 or Z12? Z12 means sum of all impedances common to loop currents I1 and I2. Positive if both currents are in the same direction, else negative. So you see, for this assumed current direction, I1 is from top to bottom in the inductance, whereas I2 is in the opposite direction. So you will get minus SL. Okay. Z12 and Z21 will be the same. So minus SL. Into what? Into I1 of S, I2 of S. Okay. So this is our voltage equation for this thing. Right? Now what's the question? Question is to find I2 of S by V of S. I2 of S divided by V of S. Okay, that's the question. I2 of S divided by V of S. That's the question. Okay. Now how will you find I2? I2 of S is given by Cramer's rule. What is Cramer's rule? Delta 2 of S divided by delta of S. Okay. What is delta? Delta means this determinant. Okay. Determinant R1 plus SL minus SL minus SL R2 plus SL plus 1 by SC. This is the determinant delta S. What is delta 2? Delta 2 means second column replaced with the voltage vector. So that means you will get R1 plus SL minus SL V of S 0. Okay, so if you do this thing, you will get what is I2 of S. Now V of S we know, so you just need to take the ratio I2 of S divided by V of S. Okay, so you can solve it and find what is the transfer function. Same thing can be done with the help of MATLAB 2. Okay, so I will tell you how to do that. So you see here our R1, R2, VC, R1, R2, capacitance C, inductance L, voltage source V of T, etc. They are all variables. Okay, so we need to make use of what is called the symbolic math variable. So that is what we are defining here. Okay, so you are declaring S, R1, R2, C, L, V, etc. as symbolic math variables. Okay, symbolic math variables. Now, if you keep in mind, what was our I can do it like this here. Okay, so what was our impedance matrix? First element row was R1 plus SL minus SL. That's what I have written here. R1 plus SL minus space minus SL. For second row minus SL, R2 plus SL plus 1 by SC. So you can see here the second row is minus SL space R2 plus SL plus 1 by SC. 1 by SCS. Okay, that is my impedance matrix Z. Okay, now what else? I need delta 2. Okay, so we need to find the determinant of delta of S and we need delta 2. What is delta 2? Second column replaced by the voltage vector. That's what is shown here. Okay, so we need to define that. So second column means minus SL and R2 plus SL plus 1 by SC needs to be replaced by V of S and 0. That is what I have done here. Okay, I have replaced minus SL with the V of S in the second column, and I have replaced R2 plus SL plus 1 by SC in the second column with 0. Okay, so I completely replaced the second column with the voltage vector. Okay, now it's just a matter of writing a few sentences in MATLAB, few pieces of code in MATLAB. Now we need to find the I2. What is I2? The Z2 determinant Z2 divided by impedance matrix. That is what is written here. I2 equals determinant Z2 divided by determinant Z. Now we are simplifying that. Okay, and what is the transfer function? I2 divided by V. Okay, so let me run this piece of code and show you what is happening. Or I will do each sentence by sentence. Okay, so so let me take this thing to this side. Control V. Oh, sorry. Control C. This is Control V. Okay, so we have defined everything. Right now, without semicolon, I am going to now show you what is the impedance matrix. Okay, this is my impedance matrix: R1 plus SL minus SL minus SL, R2 plus LS plus 1 by CS. Okay, the first the two rows. Okay, now this is my delta 2, where I have replaced the second column with the voltage vector. If you remember, voltage vector comprised V and 0. Okay, so second column is V 0. Now what is I2? Determinant Z2 divided by determinant Z. Okay, delta 2 by delta. So this is the thing. Fine. Now what happens? We are simplifying that. So I2 equals simplifying that. Control V. What is happening? Okay, I think in this version, the simplify will not have any effect actually. So let me see whether pretty will work or not. Because as I told you before, with the version, some commands become obsolete actually. Let me see if it is working pretty. No. Okay, now I am declaring G equals this thing. Okay, so you can see what is happening here. Yeah, CL S square divided by R1 plus SL plus CL R1 S square plus CL R2 S square plus C R1 R2. Yes, so this will be the ultimate transfer function. Okay, so you can see here how we solved it. Okay, so instead of using by hand, if you know the logic, you can straight away write the MATLAB program to find the transfer function. Let us try another problem. So here, what's the problem? Obtain the transfer function VL of S by V of S. Okay, we need to find what is VL of S by V of S. This is voltage. VL is the voltage across the inductance, 1 Henry at the rightmost side. Okay, so we need to find VL by V. So what's the procedure? Again, as before, there are 3 loops. So we need to define 3 loop currents, I1, I2, I3. Okay, so you define the loop currents I1, I2, I3. So here V of t and VL of t are the V of t is the variable here. Okay, so that should be defined as symbolic math variable. S, VL, and V should be defined as the symbolic math variable. Okay, then as before, you can assume 3 loop currents I1, I2, I3. Write the impedance matrix. So since you are asked to find the voltage across this inductance, we need to find this particular loop current. Okay, that's it, right? So it's evident here. So we are defining, we are making use of the commands clear space alts and then CLC. Then we are declaring S, VL, and V as symbolic math variable. And as before, we are defining our impedance matrix. Then, so I think I had used I2 as the current flowing through this loop. Okay, I think that I had defined I2 as current flowing through this thing. I1, I2, I3. Okay, so you have to find what is your delta 2. Okay, so second column must be replaced with the voltage vector. And in a similar way, we can find what is the transfer function. Okay, now let us go to a mechanical system. Okay, so this problem I had already solved in the video lecture. Okay, if you remember. So there are 2 masses. This is a mass. There's a block of mass M1 having 1 kg weight. This is the frame having another mass M2 of 1 kg weight. Okay, so how to do that? So let me is it possible to write here? No. Okay, so I will minimize this. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, I will open my writing space. Let me see if I can minimize that. Yeah, it's possible. Okay, yeah. So how will we write for how will we write the transfer function for this? We need to apply the force equation. Okay, so since there are 2 masses, our matrix will be of the order 2 by 2. Okay, so you just consider the force vector. Okay, so you see here we have an applied force F of t. So the corresponding Laplace transform is F of s. Okay, we have only one external force being applied onto the system. So the remaining forces, okay, must be equal to some matrix into what the displacement terms x1 of s and x2 of s. Okay, so keep in mind x1 of t is the displacement due to mass m1 and x2 of t is the displacement due to the frame having a mass m2. Okay, what will be the first row? First row for first entry, 1 position, sum of all the elements connected to mass m1. So you see you have here m1, so and it is 1 kg. So corresponding Laplace transform will give you s square plus what? Plus how many damping forces are there? 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So you get 3s plus how many spring? 1. Okay, so the first entry will be s square plus 1, 2, 3. 3s plus 1. Okay, so I can write s square plus 3s plus 1. Okay, now what about 1, 2? Sum of all the elements connected between M1 and M2, and they are always negative. It's not like electric circuits. In electric circuits, depending upon the current flow direction, the entry can be positive or the entry can be negative. But since this is a mechanical system, always the off-diagonal elements are negative. So I can write minus of, okay, minus of sum of all elements connected between M1 and M2. Which are they? There is one spring, then there is one B3 here, okay, and then there's a B1 and B2. So that means 3s plus 1 minus of 3s plus 1. Okay, so 1, 2 and 2, 1 is the same. So that means minus of 3s plus 1. Okay, what will be 2, 2 thing? Sum of all the elements connected to mass M2. So mass M2 means you have an s square term already. Then how many dampings? 1, 2, 3, and there's a damping between M2 and the fixed surface, the reference surface. So you will get S square plus 4S plus 1 spin 1. Okay, so this will be our impedance matrix. Okay, that is what is shown here. You can see here. Okay, see what's the first element? S square plus 3S plus 1. Then the next element is minus of 3S plus 1. You can see here. Second row, what is the second row first element? Minus of 3S plus 1. And what is the next element? S square plus 4S plus 1. Okay, what is the question? Question was to find the transfer function, what? X2 of S by F of S. So X2 of S means you need to find what is X, this is the question, X2 of S by F of S. Okay, so how will you find X2 of S? That is given by delta 2 of S divided by delta of S. What is delta of S? This determinant is delta of S. What is delta 2 of S? Second column replaced with the force vector. Okay, so in that way you can calculate what will be the transfer function. Okay, so this is my Z2, this is X2. X2 means delta 2 divided by delta, and finally you are taking the ratio to the applied force. Okay, so let me run this program and show what is happening. Okay, so 3S plus 1 whole divided by S into S cube plus 7S square plus 5S plus 1. It will be the transfer function. We have derived the same thing. Okay, you can cross verify that. Okay, you can cross verify that. And I think that's it for the day. So we'll stop here and come up with a new lesson in the next class. Thank you.